What did you think? Oh, I'll put you on the microphone because I hate to hold one. But what do you think was the most inspirational thing she said? Was what? Yeah, like, oh wow, you're on a roll, buddy. You know, you got 2 out of however many, but you're on a roll. I love that. That was my favorite thing too. Did you hear her say that just say it enough and it'll stick? Did you hear her say that? And I have to tell you guys, because I have been so blessed to carry this message to every single school that I can actually get my voice in. And I went to this school and I said to the principal, this student that was really having a struggle, and I have to tell you, I manage classrooms that have kids who have behavioral problems. We have 50 plus of those classrooms where kids have behavioral struggles, and you're in there. And what I ask and I require, or I ask of the teachers, is to please make a positive phone call home at least once a week for these kids, okay? Do you think that these kids that are in that behavior support classroom ever get phone calls home that are positive? What do you think happens to the parent who sees the high school or the junior high's number come across the phone? Uh-oh, what do you do now? So honest to goodness, I told the principal, please just call this kid in and call home once a week and tell him what he did right. So he calls a student who's very much at the top of the iceberg for behavior, or the triangle for behavior. And he walks in, it's like, yeah, I'm here, let's call her again, what'd I do this time? And the principal said, no, buddy, sit down. And he said, and this is a big old freshman in high school, sit down. And he sits down and he goes, I'm going to call home and tell your mom that you just had an incredible week and I saw something that you did that was really powerful and I want to let her know that. And do you know what the student did, the boy did, who was so tough and unpenetrable? Do you know what he did? He began to cry. Honestly. And the person said, what's wrong? He goes, do you know something? In my whole life, nobody's ever called home to tell anybody what I did right. And the principal said to me, Tamarah, I am sold. It was huge because he found him doing something right and it reinforced the appropriate behavior. So when you say something to a kid long enough that's negative, that sticks. But I can promise you, 30 seconds in the life of a child can make a profound difference. You know, I think, you know, what defined me a little bit, you guys think back and reflect about things that have happened in your own life that maybe someone said about you. This was about a teacher. And a teacher wrote a note to someone about me because I had helped. This is a person that I had helped a long time ago. And it was some parent that was talking to this teacher about something I had done behaviorally for her student, for her child. And she brought me this note that the teacher writes back and says, oh yeah, I know Tamarah. She's magic. How do you think that made me feel? And guess what? I'm walking around thinking, yeah, I'm magic. It stuck. Sometimes you say things to people that can define them or redefine them. And I want you to know that sometimes just a word that you say to a child may just be a game changer for them, good or bad. So real quick, I want you to wrap this up because it's only fair that you see it. I can talk and talk and talk. But I want you to know that Noah Webster, who was a great educator, by the way, in U.S. history, he was one of the first people who brought public education to the United States of America. And everybody thinks that he brought, you know, education to teach people how to do what? Read, right? Well, yeah, he thought reading was really important so that you can understand the Constitution and make laws for people. But he said there was something even more important. Anybody know what that is? It starts with a V. Anybody know? It's virtues. Anybody know what a virtue is? It's one of my favorite words in the entire world. Because let me tell you something, guys. Nobody ever told me when I was in any job interview that I ever been in, or any friend I ever made, or any person I ever fell in love with, Tamarah, let me see your English report card. Nobody ever cared. I did pretty well in English, and I had to know English to get where I got. But what do you think really got me where I got? The A I got in English, or the B- I got in algebra? Do you think that's what got me? Or my ACT score? Heck, if you knew my ACT score, you would think, whoa, you know? No, nobody ever asked me about that. It was the virtues. It was the social competence. It was how attractive I was to other people socially because they had to want what I had. So what I want you to think about is maybe when you're a teacher, at least once a week, maybe twice, you do something like I'm about to do for you. Instead of putting that brain teaser on brain teaser on the board about, stumble with, some math problem, or instead of putting on there the question of the day about, how Northwest is Australia from such and such a place, and they haven't figured out, put something about a virtue on display. Tell your kids what the virtue is that they're looking for. Have them to be able to see it and feel it and identify it, and then become it. So if you were my students, this might be a video that I might show you, and I'm going to ask you to look for two things in the video. Humility, which is something I think a lot of us forget, and empathy, which is, by the way, the number one social skill kids need to have, that people need to have in order to be socially attractive. Okay? So let me just do that for you.